well today, some kind of freestyle. So let's get to do this.
For business on the go, visit www.moneyfmzambia.com to watch, stream, and download various programs from anywhere in the world.
Agric Talk and Money. Agriculture Talk. Agri.
For business on the go, visit www.moneyfmzambia.com to watch, stream, and download various programs from anywhere in the world.
Hello, Stephanie. Good morning. Hello, Stephanie. Good morning. How are you? Hello, Stephanie. Good morning. Are you all right? Can you hear me? Everything okay?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Lusambo, and good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. How is it going? How is it that side? I hear you guys have been dancing. You have some celebrations going on that side.
Are you talking about the anniversary?
Come on, Stephanie. Is it a question of asking whether it's anniversary? What has happened from your end? Really, Stephanie? Really?
Of
What
course.
has happened from your end?
Well, yeah, I must say that it was very good, and of course, we are delighted to have seen 5 years and still looking out for more. Very good.
Fantastic, fantastic. It's been an amazing period for you guys. I see that you are enjoying yourselves, and I see that you are having some celebrations. So we get into the bits
Mm.
and pieces. For some reason, I clicked on a very wrong link, which took us to something very, very different. But let's get into the bits and pieces for these sessions, where we're talking about being hungry for success, Stephanie. So what is your view of this conversation, Stephanie? What do you think when somebody says be hungry for success? What comes to your mind? What do you think about when someone says be hungry for success?
Process, Mr. Lusambo, then means that you want to do everything possible to actually succeed. It means that you actually align yourself in line with what goals you have. You get serious, per se, with the goals that you had aligned. And when you look at it from the financial perspective, then you're looking at how much are you doing with planning? Are you getting realistic? And also, if you're getting serious, you want to make sure that you're cutting down on costs on a financial perspective. On a personal perspective, you want to make sure that what you had drawn, because I know that we all have a drawing board every time we are getting into a new year. So you want to make sure you're following what the drawing board is, but also you're deliberate to actually restructure what it was, because sometimes it may never be as realistic as it can. Well, we'll get more into the discussion. I hope I did answer it correctly.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. So that's a good one. That's a good one. So what we are looking at is, of course, yes, being hungry for success, people, and we want to simply share a few bits and pieces with you of what we think should be done and how we think it should be done. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We are grateful that you've come through, and we hope that you get to share this live video with your friends so that they too can join us. So, as we get into this great session, I want to discuss a few bits and pieces. I want to begin by telling you that success is never free. Success is not a destination like many people think about it. A lot of people, Stefan, want to succeed. A lot of people want to live happily. A lot of people want to live the lives of their dreams. But the truth is, not everyone who is going to get there. It's not everyone's going to get the results that they so much desire, because success is not free and it is not for everyone. So when we say be hungry for success, what are we talking about, Stephanie? What are some of the things from your end? I want to hear your views, Stephanie. What are some of the things from your end that you can say, you know what? I think for somebody to say, to show that they are hungry for success, these are the signs that somebody must show to really prove that they are indeed on the right track. They are indeed on the right track to success. What are some of the things from your end, Stefan, that you can point at and say, you know what, I think these are the core areas. These are the things that I think somebody who's hungry for success should be looking at. What are some of those things you can point at, Stefan? I want to get your views before we get into what our audience is thinking. I want to get your views on this one, Stefan. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think of that question. What do you think, Stefan? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Stefan. So, guys, let's get into the beast. For me, I want to explain it this way, Stephanie. From my look of things, and also from my personal experience, I think I've noticed something very, very strange about human beings. And I say this because in the recent past, I've been writing a book. And when I was writing my book, I came to learn something about myself and other people, Stephanie. When you're doing something that you strongly believe in, you reach a point where you just go all in. I believe so much in my book. I believe so much in what I was doing. So when I started writing the book, there are times where I felt like, you know what, I think I'm doing too much. I have to let this thing. I think I've overpromised myself. Several times I felt like just not letting it go and say, let me just postpone this thing. I'm gonna just do it next year. I'm gonna just do it next year. So I was feeding this emotion, because at times I could be so tired that I could start writing in the morning, at times up to somewhere, midnight. I'm just doing the writing on that particular day. Where I just take a short breaks, I come back, and sometimes I got so tired. It got so bad that I was almost giving up. I was saying, you know what, I'm not gonna continue on this path. I think I'm just gonna postpone it. It was in that moment that I realized just how I have built mental strength and mental resilience. A lot of people, when they are pushed beyond the limits, that's when they give up. I reached a point where, Stefan, when I'm seated, I feel like my back is pumping as if it's a heart. Because when I started writing my book, I gave myself a target. All right. I gave myself a target, the specific time I wanted to finish writing. And I said, fine, I'm going to start from this particular date to that particular date. And within this time frame, I should be done. That was my target. That was my target. Now, when it was getting close to the deadline and I wasn't finishing what I started, I started questioning whether I was ready for this or not. I questioned myself a lot because I got tired. Physically, I got tired. Mentally, my neck was paining, my back. It was a very, very stressful process to go through. But I realized who stands to benefit and who stands to lose if I quit. I looked at the benefit that the knowledge in this book is going to give the people. And I looked at how does that make me feel when I quit today? All right, because I feel stressed, I'm tired, my back is aching, I've got my strained nerves in the neck. So who stands to benefit? What do I stand to lose by simply quitting doing this job? So answering that question helped me to keep going, Stefan. It wasn't not so easy to continue going, but I managed to pull through, and I learned so much about other people and also about myself. And it was during that moment that I realized that really you get to know yourself better when you go all in. I told myself I'm gonna go all in this program. I'm gonna do it regardless of what I feel. I'm gonna go all in. So I went all in this project, and I tried my very best to make it work. And guess what? Boom! Before I knew it, I was concluding on my book, and that was done. I was calling some guy to design the cover. I was doing all these things. I was calling some sponsors. I was visiting people's offices, and before it became such a very exciting experience. But again, what I came to learn most about myself was that I have a very good measure of discipline. And sometimes we talk about discipline, you don't really get to see how it plays. I think I saw how discipline works throughout this process when I was writing my book. I saw that I needed to sit for longer hours. I needed to, rethink through things. I needed to stick to the chosen motion because my book is talking about how to start and grow a business. So there were these temptations of wanting to bring a lot of things about myself. There was all this temptation to want to bring about things that I'm not happy about. So in the end, I realized I have to be disciplined and stick to my chosen motion. Just talk to the person who's going to read the book that they can really benefit. So I also think about what will the person think when they read? How are they going to feel? Will it help them? How can they apply this? That was my thinking constantly throughout the process. And when I was getting towards the end of my book, when I was writing, I realized I've done a fantastic job, and I was so proud. I looked at the stress I went through. I looked at what I had to forgo. There are some things I would like to say, but that I did not say because I was trying to stick to my chosen emotion, to be so disciplined and just say what I wanted to say about my book. That really, really helped me to stay on course. But what I'm trying to say here, Stefan, is that for anything good in life to come to you, for anything in your life to come to you, you must be disciplined. Discipline shows that you are hungry for success. For example, when I got tired, if I have some meds here, all right, I have some meds I was using to scrub my back because my back was now, pumping like it's a heart. I was sitting in this chair for longer hours because I had a time frame. That's how I operate. I don't want to start just, let me just start writing this book. I'll be done whenever I'll be done. No, I gave myself a period. So fine, it's going to take me so much time. And each day I'm going to dedicate so much time. So every single day when I wake up, once I exercise, before I go to social media, I'm going to go and write something in my book. So between today and this particular day, I should be done with my book. Stephanie, I have learned so much about people as well. Before I wrote my book, I had people calling me, telling me, when are you going to publish your book? When are you going to write your book? I can't wait to read your book. People are coming, they are writing things, they are, calling me. When I wrote my book, Stephanie, all those people were calling me that, write your book. When are you going to publish your book? I can't wait to read your book. They never purchased my book. I
Wow.
never saw names on the list. What shocked me was that the people I never knew bought a lot of copies of my books. Actually, I must say a special mention to the Americans. They have bought more copies than any other country. And I was saying, wow, really, this is amazing. All right. People were calling me, can I just send you cash? Can I do Airtel money? How about I do? I even put the book on our website. Some people are buying from the website, others are buying through other payment methods. It's been a very, very, learning experience. I have learned so much about people. There are people who simply say that they want to support you because they know you're not yet there. Once you get there, they won't support. It's like you have an uncle who says, give me an application letter. I'm going to help you to get a job. Why don't you write? The moment you take your application letter, this uncle goes quiet, as if they have no idea. Give them the application letter. That's what has happened to. That's what happened to me. I saw people coming through, calling me, calling me. I want to read your book. I can't wait. But when I wrote the book, I called them. Here is my book. I've put it on my website. Go and get yourself a copy. Make a pre-order. They are mute to this day. They have never called me back. They have never said the thing they were going to do. No, we'll help you do the launch. We'll do blah, blah, blah. Zero. The sponsors that have come on board are people I've actually never had business with. I have acquired sponsors I didn't even expect are going to sponsor my launch. All right. So I've come to really see that sometimes when you just go all in, it ain't matter or the people who will not support you. There will always be people who pop up and do show up for you. So if you show up for your dreams, someone's going to show up for you. So people have showed up for me so much. I have people calling me from Australia telling me, you know what, I want to buy 50 copies for some people. People calling me, I want to buy 10 copies for these ones. I want to buy so copies. And I'm saying, wow, this is amazing. These are people I don't know, Stephanie. I don't know these people, and they are calling me. They say, "No, I want to support some people. I think I love the business idea. I want to buy 10 copies. I want to buy 15 copies." I'm saying, "Wow, this is great." So people really can see the way, can see the value of what I'm doing, and I felt so encouraged. So when I was thinking, I'm saying, no, you're supposed to be hungry for success. It takes a lot to be successful. It takes mental resilience. It takes discipline. It takes sacrifice. It also takes to have the ability to see beyond what is seen. The ability to see the unseen. I saw the unseen because, you know, when I was writing my book and I was saying, you know what, there's something good about this thing I'm doing. There's a benefit to this thing. Yes, I was focusing on helping somebody to come up, but also saying there's a benefit to this thing. I'm going to benefit as well. All right. While I'm helping someone else to come up, I'm also going to come up through this thing. And I've just seen from the past 2 weeks after announcing, the support has been immense. I just can't believe it. It's shocking to see how just people come through and just support. It's amazing, Stephanie. I don't know what you have to say on discipline when it comes to, you know, getting to your goals.
I think discipline is go. It cannot be overstressed. Just like you mentioned, it takes discipline. Whatever that you want to achieve, and this is whether it's a personal or a business goal. If, for instance, your goal is to want to gain or lose some weight, then you put yourself on a diet. You're going to need discipline. I think it's beautiful the first 2 days until you realize that you have to do it over and over again. Like, remember your first experience when you went to the gym, all those
Yeah.
pains, and for other people, you will get to leave it just down there, but it doesn't end there. So it's discipline going on and on. It does something good to the mind. I love what
Yeah.
discipline does. It makes you accountable, stable, fit. I don't even know what to say, but not to say fit in terms of physical fitness, the gym, but also when
Yeah.
you put, and it's painful process. One
Yeah.
thing I should mention is that it's a painful process. So whether it's you having to want to save money, you have to be disciplined. Discipline means that if you have that kind of a character where you want to overspend, maybe your weakness really is that when you see things in the road, even when you didn't plan for them, check, you didn't even want. Most of the times when you get to eat those special meals, they're usually unplanned. You were just moving, you were going to town, and along the way you saw a nice shop, and then you went there for no reason and you spend the money. So the discipline in this case then puts you in a very painful situation because you see the shop and you will not spend the money.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when you succeed, just like you said, when you succeed and you gauge yourself, it's very beautiful. You feel proud of yourself after you finish. So I think that's the value of discipline. It brings out a beautiful experience, a beautiful feeling of, wow, I made it.
Yeah. That's the feeling, Stephanie. The feeling of, you know what, I made it. You know, one day I was looking at what we were doing, and I was saying, you know what, I got so much tired. I got so drained that, you know, I developed a strained nerve in my neck. So when I get to buy when I went to buy the drug, because, you know, when you're sitting for too long, I usually sit for longer hours in my chair. But this particular time, I think I was sitting for more than I sit because I had a deadline. And so I went to buy some meds for my strained nerve, because when you sit for too long and, you know, you're looking your face looking down on the laptop, it's like your vein your muscles become strained. Some I was feeling this strange pain at my back. So I went to get the medications for that. And, you know, I just said, "What, I think I'm gonna give myself a week. I'm gonna take a week off." But again, I realized if I take 1 week off, I'll not finish doing the time frame I set. So when I finally finished writing what I was writing, it made me feel so proud. And I was saying, "Wow, I've done it. I've managed to do." You know, I felt so good when I looked at myself. It made me have a different view of myself. It made me feel so good that I was able to pull through the pen. I thought, you know, because, you know, when you are writing, I've been writing things for a very long time, Stefan. And this is the first time that I gave myself a deadline. All the things I've written, I just write. I'll just start writing. I'll just start writing. I'll just be writing, writing and writing. I don't really stay and say this is it. But this particular book was special. It was special because it's a book that I wanted to put in my work. It's a book I wanted to really help somebody to really build a business. So I was looking at four things. I was saying, what does somebody need to do to know before they can start a business? What are the prerequisites? So I wanted to give them a very much thorough process at step by step what somebody can do if they get the book today and then they start looking at this book today. I wanted them to go through this process step by step. And so it took a lot of thinking, a lot of personal experience from my business, a lot of professional experience and expertise. So I wanted to do a very, very good job. That is why I gave myself a timeline. I gave myself a date. I gave myself an outline to follow properly to make sure things make sense and somebody applies them. So it was one of the most interesting experience I've ever had. I think I really enjoyed myself. I was stressed, but at the same time, I felt so proud of myself that I managed to do something so meaningful. I call it a gift to humanity, and I think it's going to help us. But again, what also pushed me, Stefan, is their ability to see the unseen. There are people who don't see the unseen. There are people who don't see beyond what they can see. When I was on the streets, for example, some time back, I was pushing a Uber, and I was going to Buseko to wash clothes for some lady. There were some ladies I was helping out to wash clothes, and then they would pay me some money. So I'd go to Buseko, and nobody knew about this from my family. No one knows. Actually, some of my relatives, when they hear me talk like this, they get the phone, they call my mom and say, "Listen to what he's saying on radio." There are people who like they come to watch what I say, then they call my mom. They say, "This is what your son is saying. He said he used to push a Uber," but that's my story. That's my story. That's my life. When I would go to wash clothes for these ladies, and then they'll give me some money. It was a private job, but that I hid from a lot of people. But I realized that what, why am I hiding when I see somebody I know I want to hide? Let me just be free and just do this job because it's helping me to get closer to my goals. My goal was not to be an expert, a laundry man. No, my goal was to get a qualification, be a chartered accountant. But I needed money to pay my school and exam fees. So how do I survive? I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do to get what I'm supposed to get. So how do I do that? I begin to build mental resilience, mental strength. I begin to see the unseen. For me, when a lady calls me, say, "Come and do my laundry," I'm not seeing laundry there. I'm not seeing clothes there. I am seeing my life progressing. I am seeing my next 5 years. So when I go to do laundry for this lady, when I go to wash clothes for this lady, when I push that Uber, I'm not seeing the Uber. I'm not seeing the clothes. I'm not seeing people who are laughing at me. I am seeing my 5 years from now. So the ability to see the unseen is what made me say, you know what? Let them suit themselves. Let them laugh even if they want to laugh. But I know what I see when I wash clothes. I see my life 5 years from now because this lady is gonna pay me money, and I'm gonna use this money to pay to my school. I'm gonna buy some books. I'm gonna buy data. I'm gonna buy ABCD. So I am seeing the benefit. I am not seeing the clothes. When I pushed the Uber, I wasn't seeing the Uber. I was seeing the benefit of doing that. When I went to the street to sell Salaula, I wasn't seeing Salaula. I was seeing my life 5 years from now. Today is 2023. Where am I? Am I washing clothes? No, I have somebody to do that for me. And no longer am I pushing Uber? No, I don't do that. I have a vehicle. I drive myself very well. Am I asking for handouts? No. I have enough to buy what I want to buy if I want to eat. Because I was able to see the unseen. So I think success, you have to be hungry for success. Being hungry will make you do what is necessary to get to where I need to get. I was hungry for success, Stephanie. I got tired of being bullied by people that should have cared. I got tired of being treated like a son of a lesser god. I felt disrespected, not in so many words. All right, and at some point, I was in the same house with my cousin who was getting married, and I had no idea. You know what they told me? They told me after some time they didn't want to bother me. You can imagine, So if you're not hungry for success, people mistreat you. All right. But what made me pull through was I was able to see the unseen because I was hungry. People go to say they want to be motivated. They go to some place, they pay money, there's a motivation speaker who comes and then tells them, You have to be strong. You have to be strong. I didn't need any of those things. My problems were my motivation. My problems were my motivation. When I woke up in the morning, I knew I had to pay rentals. I was sleeping on a calendar. Do you know how stressful that is? Sleeping on a calendar. It's very stressful, Stephanie. You are sleeping on a calendar. I'm counting. I'm counting days. Today is 10, Stephanie. I'm counting and I'm saying 10 days? So soon?
Yeah.
That's terrible, Stephanie. I'm scared. I'm scared of the days because I know I have not enough money to pay my landlord. Do you know how stressful that can be? That, Stephanie, is very stressful. That is why I say, if you are somebody who really wants to progress, you must be able to see the unseen. Do what you have to do to get to where you need to get. What will it take? What price are you willing to pay to live a better life 5 years from now? That's the question I had to answer. I paid the price. I pushed a wheelbarrow. I watched Scrolls. Do you know how embarrassing it is to go and watch Scrolls for somebody you really like? For a lady you would really like, Stephanie, and then she pays you some money for washing her clothes. Do you know how that makes you feel as a man? That makes you feel less of a man. Do you know how it feels to go home and look at your child and you look at their right in their eyes, they are hungry, they have no food, they are lacking, and you can't provide as a dad? The look of an hungry child is more stressful than anything else you ever experience. Just looking at a child at home who is hungry, this child depends on you because you are the dad, you are the mom, and you can't provide. Just that look of that hungry child should be motivation enough for you to stand up and walk, to do what you have to do to get where I need to get. To just go all in and say, I'm not going to stress my kids this way. I'm not going to stress myself this way. I'm going to come through for them because I'm seeing the unseen. I'm seeing 5 years from now. So whenever I did those peace works, I wasn't seeing the clothes. I was seeing 5 years from there. I was seeing my life from there. Some people are laughing. They say, yeah, you know, people say things like that. I wasn't seeing any of those things. What I was seeing was my 5 years. So do you see your 5 years? When you close eyes, what do you see? Do you see your 5 years? Because, you know, I worked for a company where I was getting 1,200. I finally got a job. And the job you get is also a dongolistic job. I was getting 1,200. And that was not a lot of money, Stefan. It was small because I had school, you know, I had rentals to pay, you know. My house was more than my salary at the time. So I was supplementing through my I started selling phones. I was doing all sorts of things, running around and stuff like that. It was so hard. But I saw 5 years. People didn't understand. They didn't understand me. Some of them would say you're a problem, all right? You know, you don't do whatever it is. They can give you whatever names they can give you, but be focused. See the unseen. They don't see what you see. When I pushed over, people didn't see what I saw. Those who like when they hear me talk like this, they say, they are shocked. They get a phone. I have some relatives who when they hear me talk like this, they get a phone. They call my mom and say, look at what your son said on radio. He said he was suffering. He was pushing a wheelbarrow. He said there was no one to help him. That's the truth. You didn't help me. That's the truth. I saw the unseen. They can't understand. All right. So there's so much pain, Stefan, in suffering. There's nothing good about poor. That's why you see the poor, the rich don't want to marry the poor. The poor don't want to marry themselves. So who marry the poor? There's nothing good about poverty. Even the poor don't want themselves. The poor don't want themselves. That is why people fake being rich, because nobody wants to associate themselves with the poor. So the choice is yours. Will you remain poor for the rest of your life, or will you be hungry for success? Will you do what it takes? If it means pushing over, go and push. But no, I'm not like I have a lot of muscles. No, but I managed to do that job. You can do something legitimate. I did not want to steal from anybody's money. I don't want to do that. That's the law. All I did was do what I needed to do to get who I am today. Period. So I'm proud. When I say I pushed over, I'm proud. I'm saying it's something I did, and I'm proud I did that job because it made me who I am today. I am still on the journey, but I'm so happy I did what I had to do to get here. And now that I'm here, people don't give me dongoristic monies. When people hire me to go and speak at an event, I don't get paid dongoristic monies. I don't get paid anything less than 5,000 kwacha if I speak for 1 hour. I don't get anything less than that. I get something better. Whoever hires me to go and speak for 1 hour pays me something way better. All right. Why? It's because I prepared myself for this day. So when you're hungry for success, you're going to build your capacity. When you're hungry for success, you're going to take fine. Today I work, I get 1.5. But 5 years from now, how much am I going to be getting? You begin to build capacity. Building capacity is another way you show Stefan that you are hungry for success. You get yourself ready for success. How do you do that? You build your capacity. How do you build capacity? If you have a certificate, begin to look for a diploma. If you have a diploma, begin to look for a degree. If you have a degree, can you get a master's? If you have no skill, begin to learn some skills from YouTube or internet, whatever it is that you can use. You are building capacity because you are hungry for success. You know that, okay, even though I get this 1.5 today, people don't understand what I'm looking at, Stephanie. They don't know. They don't know what I'm looking at. They will just laugh and laugh and laugh. Yeah, yes. But the question is, what do you want for yourself? What do you want for yourself? What do you want for yourself? So you must be hungry for success. I don't know what to think about that, Stefan. What's your view of capacity and what's your view of seeing the unseen?
So for me, I think let's first pick a call. Hello.
All right.
Yeah.
I was concerned because you went off air.
Oh, okay.
Please. I don't know if you're going to start where you heard it or just going to proceed.
Okay. Where do you want us to start from again?
Come again?
Wow, do you want us to start from?
From where he was explaining about him as the poor don't want to marry themselves and the rich cannot marry the poor. Who's going to marry the poor?
Okay. You might want to repeat that statement just before I chip in.
All right. So, I think he said it right. That's what I said. You may go ahead. That's exactly what I said. What he said. Yeah. I think he got it right. Yeah. I think he got it right. That's exactly what I said. I think he got it right. He got it right. All right, people. So I think I've lost Stephanie. So there we go. Stephanie is still there? All right. Okay. Okay. Good. So guys, that's the discussion for today, and we are simply encouraging you to be hungry for success. Be hungry for success. Be hungry for success. Do something about it for yourself. See the unseen. When you do what you do today, don't see what you see today. See 5 years from what you're doing today. What does my 5 years look like? So you can see your 5 years from what you're doing today. You see your 5 years. See your 5 years, people. See your 5 years. All right. Fantastic. Okay. So that's what we thought we should share with you people. And I want to say thank you very much for joining us. It seems I've lost Stephanie. I want to say thank you so very much for joining us. We'll catch you up next time. Have a fantastic day and bye-bye.